Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching and doing this eye look for you from the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette. This palette just launched. I pre-ordered mine on Amazon, so I got it in the mail last night, and I'll give you a close-up of all the shades. They're super fun, summery spring colors. They're all named after like refreshing drinks that you'd want to drink on your porch. It's really cute. There's like sherbet, citrus, old-fashioned, ice pop, sweet tea, main squeeze. Very cute names. Very into the idea of this palette. This was marketed as a scented palette, a lemon scented palette specifically. I very faintly noticed a scent when I first opened it, but now that I've dug into it, like I almost forgot about the lemon scent because it's that faint. I have palettes that aren't advertised as scented palettes that actually have more of like a vanilla cupcake scent than this has a lemon scent. So if you're sensitive to scents and you like this palette, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I would like the scent, it's barely there. Don't worry about it. If you are super excited for the scent, you might be a little disappointed actually. I mean, it's there, but you almost have to like press your nose up into it to get any sort of whiff of it. So I don't know, take that what it's for. I also saw that L'Oreal is releasing a fruit scented palette that is also available for pre-order right now on Amazon. Haven't ordered that one yet, but let me know if you guys have heard anything about it or what your thoughts are in the comments below. Anyway, back to this palette. I'm gonna get into some swatches for you guys and also demonstrate how I got this eye look here. This was my first impression review for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. I will have all the info and a link to the Amazon page for this in the description box below if you're interested. And let's get into it. But let's just get started with some of the swatches. So I'm starting with this shade Sherbet. Pretty pigmented on the finger. Kind of fades to nothing on my arm. That might just be because of my skin tone though. But if you are someone who likes to set your entire eyelid with just like a light shade, like a powder almost, maybe that would be good for you to use. Next, I'm moving on down to this shade Citrus. That is really pretty. That was one swipe and it's like this gorgeous, gorgeous shimmery color. Next, we're just gonna go down the rows. So next is Berry Ice. This one's a little patchier, so I'm gonna do a second swipe. And that is Berry Ice right there. Next is Strawberry Lemonade. This is stunning. This is Strawberry Lemonade here. Gorgeous. This reminds me actually of like a shade in my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. So this one looks gorgeous. Next, we're gonna go into Ice Pop, which is the hot coral color. It's a little patchy. Let me try and build it up. So there you have Ice Pop. Next, we're gonna go into Old Fashioned. Again, swatched a little patchy, so I'm going back in for a second one. But definitely pigmented, even though it was a little patchy on the swatch. I think that could be a good crease color. Now we're moving to this row here, starting with Sunnies. Barely shows up on me. It wants to fade right into my skin. I don't know if you can even see that. Next, we're going to Lemonade Craze, which is the titular shade. There's Lemonade Craze right there. And Coral Punch is next. Coral Punch. Now we're going to Sugar Coated. Oh my gosh, just look at this one on the finger. So stunning. This one was just one swipe of Sugar Coated. It is super pigmented, really glittery, really gorgeous. Very excited about that shade. Now we're on to our final row here, starting at the top with Main Squeeze. This one is not as pigmented. You can barely even see it actually. Hold on, build it up. So this is the shade Main Squeeze. It's really faint on my skin tone. And then finally, we've got Sweet Tea. That is the shade Sweet Tea right there. So here is your entire Lemonade palette swatches. Some really fun colors to play with, a lot of shimmers that are kind of more beautiful than I was even expecting. A couple of the shades swatched a little patchy, but we'll see how they apply on the eyes, and let's just get into a look. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Berry Ice and use that as a transition color. There's a lot of kickback on these powders when you tap off your brush. I actually think this is a gorgeous transition color. I really like that. It's like very subtle and works really well for my skin tone. I really want to just like fluff this out so it's nice and faded. My goal is I want to play with Ice Pop and Lemonade Craze. I'm thinking I want to put Ice Pop in the crease area and then Lemonade Craze on the lid. But I also kind of want to get into some of the shimmers and maybe even the Sweet Tea shade. I'm going to take Sweet Tea and just go a little bit below Berry Ice. These are blending pretty easily for me. So far so good. I'm like really nervous to go in with Ice Pop because it's so bright, but I'm so excited also. So here we go. I actually really think this is surprisingly wearable. It's still definitely red, like you could still see the color, but it's not super intimidating. All right, now let's just go straight for the Lemonade Craze. Let's do it. Really loaded up my brush, coated the brush really quickly. It's kind of just blending itself away. It's not as vibrant as I wish it were. Okay, I've dipped into the palette quite a few times to build it up this much. I'm gonna try wetting my brush with a little of this Mario Badescu facial spray and see if I can get more color payoff. Okay, I definitely think that helped like bolden the color a little. It kind of behaved a little weird when it got wet in the pan, but I think everything's still fine. So let's just do the other eye. Definitely, I think having the wet brush brought out the intensity in the yellow. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of the red because I don't want to lose that color, but because I think I also would like to put a little brown in the outer corner. Okay, now I want to take maybe a little bit of Old Fashioned and put that just like on the outer edge. Not a lot is happening. It kind of just muddied up the other colors that I already had down there. I'm not sure I like that. Okay, well, might as well do the same thing to the other side. and we blend. Okay, let's take a little bit of strawberry lemonade and pop this on the inner corner. I want something like even brighter, so I'm gonna try Sunny's mixed with a little main squeeze and see if we can get that to do anything fun. I don't know if that did anything. I'm gonna take a little of berry ice and go under my bottom lash line. And I'm gonna take maybe a little bit of Old Fashioned as well. I'm gonna see if I can take Sunny's as a brow bone highlight. This like barely showed up in my swatches, so we'll just see. That kind of worked. Okay, I'm back. I just did a little winged eyeliner and some mascara just to finish off the look, and I'm ready to give you guys my final thoughts. I think for the price point, this is a really fun little drugstore palette. I think there are a couple shades in here that are a bit of a dud. For example, the Sherbet shade and the Sunny shade barely showed up on me. I mean, I did put Sunny's as a brow bone highlight and that kind of worked out. Really just like blended into pretty much nothing on my skin tone at least. There were a couple shades that were really surprising. This Berry Ice shade was super foiled and gorgeous. The sugar coated shade, this metallic one here, was one swipe, high pigment, beautifully swatched, so I think that is a great shade as well. These bright colors took a little bit of building up, but I do think the pigment is there. You just have to work with it a little bit. And overall, I think I got a fun look. It was generally pretty easy to work with, like no huge complaints about blending or anything like that. The texture of the eyeshadow was pretty nice. So I'm going to continue playing with this, and I'm excited that I picked it up on Amazon. And I'll see you guys next time. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed this video or if you found it helpful at all, because that really helps my videos and my channels get noticed. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.